Ice.
And I'm Ian. And
we haven't even.
And welcome to our podcast.
We can add that in.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Can anyone say scuffed?
I'm not familiar with what scuffed means. I think of it in terms of like, if you have a thing and you scuff it.
Yeah.
Like a watch.
Mm-hmm. And so...
How can you scuff the concept of recording a podcast?
You scuff the content, like it's not.
So
it's not.
Shiny, it's like botching, or
it's just like it wasn't done that well.
Okay.
It was like all of my high school papers. They were kind of good, but they were pretty scuffed.
They didn't have a shiny chrome finish. They were just kind of rusty.
Shiny and chrome. This is going in, by the way.
I know.
This is totally going in. All right, now I need to actually look up the the leaks.
Oh.
Because I don't have it at the ready.
Apparently someone stole and copied John Boyega's script because he lost it.
Yeah. And
that's how much he cared about it.
Tried to sell it on eBay.
Chucking in my sock drawer.
Which is hysterical.
Let the final battle
oh God
begin.
It's all so bad. Yeah, this is the guy. Jedi Paxis, he calls himself.
So is this legit? Like, do we have
reason to
believe that this is legit?
So a lot of it came out before. Like, I think there was the trailer, and then some stuff got leaked by this guy. And he's had credible leaks in the past that have turned out correct. I think he leaked Last Jedi, and he was right. But don't quote me on that. I could be totally wrong. And then he leaked some stuff about Rise of Skywalker that was then basically confirmed by some trailers.
Okay.
Like, there was some stuff he talked about
the Sith
dagger in his leak that was just there was nowhere in any material. There was no reason to believe that was a thing until the latest TV spot came out and confirmed there is a Sith dagger. So we can be pretty sure he's like 99% correct.
Yeah, so our editing squad, our team behind our supporting our podcasting careers will edit this part out.
That's gonna be me.
No, our vast
editing team.
Editing team. We'll have Jerry.
Don't forget Jim. He's done a lot of great work for us in the past.
I love Jim.
Yes, we
I forgot to give him his raise.
Yo, and his Christmas bonus.
Dude, The Mandalorian has gotten so good, man.
I still haven't even seen past episode 2.
How many episodes?
There's 5 now.
5.
There are only 5?
Only 5.
Only 5.
They've been going 5 weeks. They're like 1 week.
Oh, right. But that's not the end of the season.
You know, can I spoil like an actor that shows up in episode 5?
Is it a girl?
Is a chick.
Not a girl.
Is it
The chick.
the chick that's in Deadpool?
No.
Then don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, go for it. It's okay.
She's like the Asian chick from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, her?
May or whatever.
Oh, Ming-Na Wen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew. Sorry,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I knew
I
she
know.
was gonna be in it.
Yeah, I didn't know she was.
I'm glad she's getting a paycheck.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
glad people get paid to
make terrible
make
content.
horrible things.
Yeah. I really want to watch Rise of Skywalker.
Wow. I do not hold the same desires.
I think it's because I'm ready to turn my brain off. Like, as soon as 18th hits, I'm done with life. I'm hibernation mode.
Dude, I checked out
I'm so done with
week
school.
2 of this semester.
Really?
I've just been phoning in my life for the past few months.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready. I want to buy the Lego Millennium Falcon, the newest one.
Oh,
it
yeah?
looks pretty sick, and I don't have a Falcon.
But it's like got the new satellite dish or something.
It's got a round one.
Well, I mean, the one that I have is pretty good.
Yeah, which one do you
Yeah,
have?
you dissing on Ian's
Yeah, I'm like, bro, don't...
Millennium Falcon
don't
model?
devalue
I'm sorry. Which one
It's
did
like
you
a-
get the
Make
Force
sure this
Awakens
is still
one?
going.
Yeah.
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 See, he got one from Disney Star Wars, too.
No, but the Force Awakens one is it's good. It's very
Okay.
detailed. It's very good.
They changed the paneling for the new one, so they're just solid pieces. It's not like 10 different things.
Wait, really?
Each quarter is
Okay,
like
I'm looking this up.
a whole piece.
This?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's These are all one piece.
Oh, instead of the spider thing they had going before.
Yeah.
I like the spider thing because then you can have certain parts open and certain parts not open.
You can still open them. Yeah.
Oh
I know.
yeah. What are you talking about?
You can still open them, but like it's not
Also,
like three.
yeah,
Normally there'd
that
be
dish
three there.
is the lowest effort thing I've seen
that is
in years.
Wow.
That is so low effort.
What in the world? I'm looking up other Falcons. I think the other ones have a better dish.
Yeah. I'm like this. The other mine has a
Yeah, look at.
Yeah.
That's like the big one.
Well, I mean, come on. Where's the other one?
Oh, and then this one. It has the square one.
I mean, that's something.
And you get a decal.
There's the solo one. They've got a thing on it.
Dude.
Like
They just have
they just put the piece on there. That is so lame.
Put some print or something.
What the heck? I mean, there's a spot. Just put something there.
Anything.
Wait, let's see. Does it show like the? Yeah. See, look, you can open it, but it's like
Oh, yeah,
one
you can
piece
always
instead of three different.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's multiple pieces, but all
Yeah.
on one hinge this time. Okay.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
It makes it look. It has less.
But
gaps.
but like the inside is the exact same as mine.
Yeah.
It's all the same. So
They're just re-releasing.
and on like me personally, I don't open it up all that often. So the extra hassle of like using my fingers in tandem with each other to pull all three up at the same time is not worth buying this one.
And who's this schmuck?
I don't know.
It's Mr. Horny Boy.
Horny. He's like super horny. I know. Does he look stupid? But it comes with all the other.
Wait. Oh, that's an alien. I thought that was a helmet.
No, that's an
Yeah, that
alien.
looks
Because I'm like, that's a dope helmet.
Has he even shown up in any trailers?
He's probably like some rando alien in the background.
He also, it's possible he was cut from the film.
That's.
What?
I think because there's.
They wouldn't do that.
They had a bunch of characters, right? That they lined up.
They wouldn't
like new
do-
characters. Wasn't there
yeah,
like
there's
30
a
or something?
stupid amount of new characters.
They wouldn't
that
ship
they
a
were
Lego alien that was not in the film.
They absolutely would.
I think
They've
they've
done
it
that.
before,
I think
yeah.
Force Awakens did that.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Disappointed.
In fact, I know
The
it wasn't
whole
Lego,
process.
but I know Hasbro. And Hasbro. Hasbro.
And Hasbro? Disney has done an internet wipe. Just like they've taken the Chinese software of internet blocking.
It's possible.
The overlords, Skynet.
These guys.
Oh!
They were supposed to be in Force Awakens. They had a huge part on Jakku, and it was completely cut from the film, and it's not even in the deleted scenes.
Oh, wow.
They just have an entire section of them in the movie. They were supposed to have, like, a barge they were riding around on that were maybe going to, like, capture Finn, and Rey had to rescue him. They sold toys of these guys. And never showed up in the movie.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Poor Lando. Did you hear
He's gonna have an awful time.
the press about Billy D. Williams recently? So he was in an interview where he was talking about being Lando, and you know, it was basically the topic came up of like how sexy and smarmy Lando is, and he's like, yeah, you know, I got in touch with the softer, more feminine side of myself, and then the media blew up and were like, Billy D. Williams comes out as gender fluid.
Ah!
And then in a recent interview, like just a few days ago, he came out and said, no. I think the exact quote is, what the hell is gender fluid?
What the hell is gender fluid?
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I was just talking about the softer side of myself that everyone has.
That phrase people would use 20 years ago to say that they're trying to be sensitive?
That's
Like,
terrible. Poor guy.
I'm fine with anybody coming out as gender fluid, but obviously he didn't.
Oh, can anyone say puff piece?
I know.
I mean, he's just so confused, probably. That's so sad.
And then he actually said, talked about Solo, the movie, and he was like, I think one of the many problems with that film is that they focused on this weird relationship between Lando and his droid, and he was like, I I don't understand why you would focus part of this fantastical movie on this modern politics thing when this is supposed to be beyond all that. Why would you contain yourself to the relationship between this guy and his robot? I'm like, you go, man. Wow. That was the worst part of that movie.
Very profound for someone who doesn't...
Definitely the worst part, but it set the bar pretty low.
Like I
there
said.
were a lot of other bad things.
Said the worst, not the only bad part. The whole movie was kind of bad, but...
really bad. But, like, such a bland...
I also hate that, like, they're clearly, like, marketing Solo through his appearance in this film because he's wearing the same outfit Donald Glover wore. Like, they're clearly just saying he's wearing the same stuff he was wearing 50 years ago.
No, I don't like it.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's awful.
I don't like that.
Like, I feel so bad
just
for
put
Billy
him in
D.
his
I feel
blue.
like he was probably held at gunpoint to be a part of this.
Speaking of Star Wars, like propaganda. No, Star Wars advertising. Did you guys know stormtroopers are now in Fortnite?
I think I did know that.
Yeah.
Because
like first
Epic
order.
Yeah, because Epic Games has
no.
I think it's just OGs.
OG stormtroopers, not even.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And you can, and then like Rey and Finn and Kylo and stuff.
Oh, they are in it too?
I believe they got skins. I cannot confirm that.
Yeah, because Disney and Epic Games have a partnership, so...
Yeah.
Which is why Thanos showed up in Fortnite, too.
Yeah.
That's right, he did.
Also,
so
Borderlands 3 got some skins in Fortnite. But,
I don't know. I guess there's
if
no...
If you're in Fortnite, you kind of just need to pack it up. You just need to take your buckets of money and go home. Go to your Lord Gaben resort and spend your money.
Resort.
Oh, they're making so much. They have access to everything.
I know. It's... Okay. Want to get to the leaks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get to the leaks.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So, this is from Jedi Pactus on Reddit.
Shout out to the big boy.
Shout out to the big boy. Disclaimers from him. Due to the fact that The Rise of Skywalker is currently going through a round of additional photography and the basic nature of leaked information in general, I cannot guarantee that everything you read here will make it to the final cut of the film, just as I described, but I feel highly confident in the accuracy of my information at this point in time based on the current state of the film. And what he means by currently going through a round of additional photography, that was 2 months ago when he posted this. I don't think they still are. I should hope not, considering he comes out in 2 weeks.
We're reshooting.
But I have heard they are still like working on a lot of things right now.
Okay. Do we know where this guy is from? Like, was he on the crew or something?
I don't think we do know.
Okay, he's very mysterious. Maybe it's George Lucas.
I don't think he would have this much inside information.
I mean, he's just like, hey, maybe part of his like the secret contract. Maybe like part of George Lucas's secret like contract was to be like, hey. I want an on-site cameraman, like, live streaming every part of filming to my house.
All right.
I would have just shot a green screen.
I will also tell you that due to increased activity of other leakers, such as Making Star Wars or Bespin Bulletin, not all of what you will read here
I like that.
will be new information, but I will tell you that my plot summaries are assembled exclusively from my own sources, so any similar or identical information to other reports can, and in my opinion should, be used as corroboration of the validity of both sources. I'm going to be making 3 updated and expanded plot summary posts, split up into 3 acts, releasing over the coming days or weeks. These are not official act breaks, this is just how I would break the film up into 3 parts. If you don't want to know what happens in 9, read no further. Act 1. The past. Unknown location. Luke is training Leia as a Jedi. Lightsabers are involved. Leia reveals to Luke that she is pregnant, and Leia makes the decision to end her Jedi training due to the impending birth of her son.
Bro, that's not... The feminists are gonna love to hate that.
I think that's kind of... Okay, I kind of like that. I could see that happening.
Yes.
I could too.
I like that.
But I feel like that's a jarring opening.
It's a little weird.
It depends on how they do it, obviously.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out is, JJ is retconning stuff here because Rian Johnson in his Infinite
Wisdom.
Ignorance.
Oh.
I was gonna say wisdom,
What
but I was
an
like,
idiot.
I can't say that sentence.
No,
Not even
sarcasm won't
ironically.
go
He said, "No, Luke never trained Leia." He
actually said that?
Yeah, no, he said that. Like, way to hurt the universe. Way
not
to
to
just
hurt the universe, but
everything. Your own film.
Because she knows how to use the Force.
No,
Stupid.
there's
goddamn-
nothing about saying that helps anything.
No. What an idiot.
So there's our first retcon.
Yeah, yikes.
Seen one.
Good job, JJ.
I don't know. So I know for a fact that because I saw a different Google document of these leaks where he had specific info on the reshoots. And what I remember from that, because it's not here, but I remember from that is no longer the opening scene. That's cut.
It is
They
weird.
Completely cut that.
I can't think of a single time Star Wars has begun with a flashback, and I think that'd be
Well,
weird to
Star Wars had never had flashbacks
That
until
too.
Last Jedi.
That's right. That's such a lazy story technique.
Yep. And then
Especially for this
Mandalorian
series.
had it, and I was like, oh.
Why flashbacks?
Oh.
You don't need those.
Yeah.
Show, don't tell.
Yes. Thank you.
The present. The Resistance's jungle base. Years later, Leia has picked up where her brother left off and has been helping Rey learn the ways of the Jedi. He never started.
Yeah.
Rey is
Well,
first...
he had that crappy little Jedi training thing.
Yeah, and then she cut a rock in half or something.
and it nearly squashed two fish.
Oh, I mean, we're talking about Rey's training.
And they made it into a joke. It's like she nearly killed them, and it's
They're
like,
like,
oh, laugh at that.
Oh, isn't that
God.
great? If I remember right, there were 3 lessons or something like that, and the third one got cut.
Yeah,
from
the third
final
one was
film.
cut from the...
Wait,
Yeah! He says, I will give you 3 lessons. He gives her 2, and the third one is a deleted scene.
But they kept the
great
line
choice.
where he says 3.
Yeah!
What?
Yeah!
Oh, I didn't know that. Man.
Some training.
And the third one...
Adding fuel to the year-long dumpster fire.
Yep, and it's a whack scene.
Yeah, it's like a party.
So she sees some lights in the distance, and then
Looks like
Luke
they're raiding
is-
the village.
is-
They're all
yeah.
gonna
Luke is
die.
like, there are raiders around here, pirates, and they periodically attack the home of the fish nuns and slaughter
Fish
them.
nuns.
He probably says something else.
Oh, you're a Jedi.
And they raid and pillage and kill them. And Rey's like, well, we gotta help them. He's like, no, I don't help.
Asshole!
It's like, if I helped, things would be worse. Because that's his stupid, motivation in that entire movie. Which, if I never see that trope again, it will be too soon. It's one of the dumbest tropes ever. And then Rey's like, well, screw you, I'm gonna help them. And then she sprints across. So, I don't know how the geography works, because in the film it's an island.
It's an island, yeah.
It's a pretty damn small island, but then, I guess it's low tide, and the ocean is actually incredibly shallow, because she's, running across, this really long plain of rock. It's actually a shot in the trailer. And of course she's running with her
that's
lightsaber
right.
out, because everybody in the new
They're
films
doing that now.
have to run with their lightsaber out, even though that is so dangerous.
Bro,
Yeah.
You're like, vroom,
I mean, there's no weight to the
Dude,
thing.
I think moms never evolved from telling their children not to run with scissors. They were lightsabers. They never upgraded their curriculum of motherhood.
Well, they're really in trouble now because Rey has a scissors lightsaber.
oh no! She does have a scissors lightsaber.
Bro.
Oh no.
To be fair, we can't completely
Oops.
blame JJ for the scissors lightsaber because it first showed up in Clone Wars, I think.
Oh, did it?
But it wasn't as stupid because, for one, it was Jedi Temple guards who had it, and their lightsabers, you could kind of assume, are a little ceremonial.
Yeah.
I don't think they're completely expected to fight with those.
They're supposed to just be cool.
Additionally, when you see them, you see it more closely in Rebels when Kanan has that not flashback, but Force vision where he's
Right,
fighting.
yeah. That's a great episode.
Yeah.
He's fighting the guards and it turns out to be someone else.
Mhm.
It's the Inquisitor or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers!
No
you can
Inquisitors are
block,
in that
you can block
show.
that out.
I know.
Cut it.
And so he has, the two handles that are connected, and then he flips it open and then secures it and then activates the blades. But Rey in the trailer has them both on and then flips it. It's like, wow, way to cut off your leg. Anyways, so she's running across this plain of rock, and then she gets to the village and she literally cuts the door down to get inside. And then it turns out all the fish nuns are just having a rave. They're literally throwing literal glow sticks in the air. I'm not even joking. It was like glow sticks.
What?
And I think Chewie was there too.
You think he was? I think he was.
With a porg or something.
And they're all partying, and then they're like, yo, you broke down our door. And she's like, what? And then Luke shows up, and he's like, see? I honestly don't remember what lesson he gives her because it was absolute bogus.
Don't listen to your sensei. Apparently is the.
It was nonsense. He was trying to teach her some lesson about not helping, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
It was so dumb.
Wow, that works.
Boy, I'm glad they cut it. But wow.
Maybe come up with a different.
I'm kind of sad we don't get a Porg fish nun gif now. We don't have a gif of stupid glow sticks.
I mean, you want me to look it up?
Not now, but
you sure?
Do it. No, just do it.
Last Jedi Fish Nun Party.
Now you can watch The Last Jedi Fish Nun Party.
That was an article. I don't know why that's an article. Third lesson is not in deleted scenes, says Ryan Johnson. You're wrong. You're wrong about your own damn film.
Bro, anything Ryan Johnson says should just kind of be put in the suspicion.
You guys are getting his name wrong.
It's doubt.
Ruin John Suck.
It is Ruin John Suck. You're right.
This is a reaction video.
His description is "I need more Ryan!" ! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
No, we need to leave this channel.
Oof.
We need to leave this channel before Bradley.
Giveaway right there is he only has 1 like and 0 dislikes. So.
Did he really?
Go back. Just
Probably not
Ryan Johnson liked this video.
I will say
that's kind of pretty.
They shot at a beautiful location. Not that that fixes
very,
anything.
very
That's
I mean,
all your costumes.
Skellig Michael is pretty. That's why
everything
J.J.
from the
Abrams chose it.
CG
That's right, J.J.
These movies are pretty sometimes, but
all that really takes is money. So money and time. So
she's running.
I guess the island is just a lot larger than we thought, and she's just running across the coast with her lightsaber out.
Oh, it looks horrible.
It looks really bad.
There's no weight to that thing.
What was that zoom? No, they have.
There's a dude swinging.
Yeah, they're
thing.
holding some glow. Yeah, they're glow flails.
What the heck?
Well,
even R2 is there. Ray, how did you miss that both your companions
she's busy
went
with
there
Luke, I guess.
to this party? The nuns invited R2 and Chewie, but not Ray. Burn! And then Luke is like, screw you. See? It was a good lesson, don't you think? Name's Jake.
That's Jake, not Luke.
All right, anyway.
Carry on.
So, Rey is first seen doing some meditative/mental force training, but is struggling with it.
Oh, really?
Rey's first struggle! Beginning of the third film, she struggles for the first time. In frustration, she asks Leia if she can do a physical training course instead. This is what we see Rey doing in the Jungle Forest in the first look trailer. It appears that Rey has more physical fortitude than she has mental strength.
I can't relate, honestly.
Okay. Forest planet bathed in red light. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren has been aware of a dark power behind his predecessor and former master, Snoke. Kylo has been spending his time as leader of the First Order with the purpose of locating this power. Generals Hux and Pride is a new character, because we need one of those.
He's called Pride?
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Played by Richard E. Grant.
Interesting name with a Y.
Have been following Kylo around on his quest and are beginning to get very frustrated with what they see as a fool's errand. They see this as a waste of First Order time and resources. what else are you gonna do?
Oh,
you
yeah,
have infinite resources.
I was like, oh, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna turn a planet into a Death Star. That's a good use of your resources.
Oh no. This movie's version is better.
Yeah.
This movie's super weapon. Do you know about it, Bryce?
I heard a little bit.
Okay, don't say anything.
But
I want to see Ian's reaction when we get there. It's incredible. It's incredible.
One thing I want to say about the resources. One of my biggest pet peeves, honestly, with this new series is the way the factions are developed.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the First Order should be really struggling.
Well,
somehow it's the Empire. Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's supposed to be the rebellion, except evil version.
So, interestingly, like, the first half of Force Awakens sets up the First Order as this, like, fringe terrorist, like, guerrilla force.
Yeah, like
that has
the
really
transports in the
few
beginning are really
resources,
shaky. And
it talks about how they've been doing, like, shadow strikes in the Outer Rim, and no one actually knows they exist. Which is why Leia had to form the Resistance, because the Republic refused to fund a military to fight them. They actually did say that in the film. It's barely there, but it is there, and it does sort of set up a somewhat interesting dynamic. And then Starkiller Base comes in, and then everything is thrown out the window, and we get Last Jedi with the First Order reigns as the first line of the crawl after losing their headquarters.
And the Resistance is called the Rebels.
Yeah, then they start calling them the Rebels.
Rebelling against.
You're not rebelling. Rebels rebel against a ruling force. Resistance is resist against an invading force. That's why they were called.
Oh my god.
It should have just been the Republic hunting down Imperial remnants. If you were gonna do that at all, if you wanted to have Imperial iconography, you should have done the New Republic as the strong force in the galaxy hunting a small holdout of underdog Imperials.
Right.
Completely flipping the OT's dynamic.
It would be really interesting.
Just have be able to like feel the Empire's pain in a way as being like
maybe some
being on the good guys' side and being like, these guys just keep slipping through our fingers.
You could even do it like almost completely from their perspective or something.
Yeah, like there are so many better ways to do it.
Yeah.
And I will say I have heard from a supposed leak from a guy who worked on Episode 9 that he heard Starkiller Base was not JJ's idea. He was asked that in a Ask Me Anything thread on Reddit. And someone was like, was Starkiller Base JJ's idea? And he was like, actually, this is one thing I know for sure was not his idea.
Poor JJ.
So that's actually like huge respect points for JJ come surging right back, because if that was his idea, terrible idea. You're dumb, JJ.
Yeah.
But if that wasn't his idea and he was forced to do it, I kind of respect you a little bit more now, because you were clearly trying to set something else up in the first half of the film and were forced to change it in the second half.
Yeah, wow. I think if you had done the whole trilogy, it would have been a lot better.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, for obvious reasons, but also, mainly being continuity, which is something you want in a trilogy.
Yes.
But, I don't know, I really liked his mystery boxes and all that stuff, and I liked...
JJ.
I liked where he was going.
Mystery boxes.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. Okay, so you guys ready to get to our first MacGuffin of the story?
Do it.
It's got MacGuffins.
It's got MacGuffins.
A baker's dozen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When we catch up with the villains of our story, Kylo is leading an assault on this planet with the purpose of finding Darth... I burped. Darth Vader's Wayfinder device. The device reveals coordinates within the unknown regions, and Kylo is confident that this will reveal the source of Snoke's power. Kylo Ren slaughters his way through the natives and is eventually led to the Oracle, who gives him the Wayfinder.
Have we seen the Oracle before?
No.
No?
Another one?
In the concept art, it was like a spider creature.
Sure. No, cool.
Darth Maul's old
Actually,
legs.
I'm not cool, because spiders are cop-out creatures.
I've never heard someone say that, but you're kind of right.
They are!
Spiders are kind of cop-out creatures.
Yeah. I'm, like...
Yeah?
They just, like, if you just, like, have an area in a game or a movie where you're just, like, it needs to be scary. Just like throw spiders in there.
Spiders in there. You know, minor spoilers. I haven't
Right.
seen the movie, but I heard that like in chapter 2 there was like a spider or something. He had like spider legs.
Yeah, that's how at the end I believe at the end of the book he transforms into his true form, which is like a spider.
Wait,
demon,
what is it? Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
which is in the original old miniseries, and it's tough. It's tough to handle the way they did that.
So there you go. It is. You're right.
From what I have heard, they have cut the Oracle now, and that's in the thing he talked about with the reshoots.
It's an
They cut the Oracle, and they cut it out of the film, and he just gets the Wayfinder. It's not the Oracle that gives it to him, which I would say is probably a good decision. Because why the heck do we need an Oracle to give it to him when he can just
That's like
find
a whole
it?
other plot point there. Yeah. If they
Okay.
brought in like the father and the sister or whatever that arc was or something. What from the Clone Wars? It was the what was it? I forget what they were.
Mortis.
Yeah.
Mortis arc.
That arc. If you brought in something to do with that, that'd be interesting. But not enough people.
Well,
know.
if you did anything to do with any of the universe you have, that would be great.
Yeah.
But they feel like not doing anything with their source material.
Let's
Like,
add more crap.
oh man, do you know about that Kathleen Kennedy quote from recently?
Oh no.
So she was in an interview and she was talking about how hard it is to make Star Wars films. Oh, it's so difficult, you guys, to make Star Wars films. There's no source material to draw on. With Marvel films, we have comics and novels, but with Star Wars, there's no comics and novels to draw on. 40 years of expanded universe, Kathleen Kennedy, that you wiped out! You made that decision! And you have the gall to say there's no source material to draw on?
And even if you didn't have that, have you no creativity? People make
You don't
things.
need source material to make a movie! You're supposed to... That's how making stuff works! You just come up with it!
Well, Lucas, Disney for the next 40 years is going to be doing reboots and remakes of old classics.
I hate the future. It's not what 80s films promised it would be. I expected flying cars and hoverboards.
I'd have Blade Runner Los Angeles compared to this.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sad.
Okay. Asteroid base. Apparently. We pick up with Finn and Poe on the Millennium Falcon, accompanied by a handful of unfamiliar alien characters. Oh, good. More characters. Traveling to an icy asteroid base to meet with a First Order informant. This informant, an alien, is acting as a middleman between a First Order mole and our hero. Wait. He's acting as a middleman between a First Order mole and our heroes.
Wait.
So it's a new character that's a middleman for another new character.
Also, I feel like I've heard, there's like been a thing in a recent Star Wars film where like there's our heroes have been meeting with spies. In Rogue One, there was a spy
There was
scene.
Cassian Andor meeting with the spy at the
This
beginning,
is like
which was a good scene.
it was a good
Actually,
scene.
that was a great.
fun.
But you're doing it again.
That scene did more for the idea of Star Wars not being black and white morality and the rebellion maybe having done some bad things too than Last Jedi ever did. Because, you know, Last Jedi has that whole Canto Bight plot with, everything, freaking the stupid Benicio del Toro character where he's just like, everything gray. It's just
See, these guys-
system. It's a system.
These guys sell TIE fighters, and these guys sell X-Wings.
The war profiteering is bad. Yeah, I know. It's just
Oh, thanks, Ryan. I know everything I need to know about my culture now.
he's like, and he's like trying to introduce this gray morality to Star Wars, but it's like that scene in Rogue One did more than that whole plot line did by having Cassian Andor shoot an informant of theirs, so he wouldn't reveal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was great. That was dark, and it's just like, wow, I know what Cassian's about. I know what his deal is.
Yeah.
He was a weirdly good character.
Yeah.
I would have loved if he was the main character of Rogue One.
He had, like, inner conflict and stuff.
Yeah.
And now apparently he's getting a show.
Yes, he is. Which
will probably
Casting's getting a show.
Yeah, actually, it could be good. I mean, I think Diego Luna's a really good actor, and I wished he had more in Rogue One. He was way more interesting than Jyn Erso.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and he had a fun dynamic with K2SO.
I don't know. I've every time I see Felicity Jones on screen, I feel weird. I don't know. I don't like her acting. She was an okay character.
Yeah.
She wasn't that bad. I just think she was like didn't have a good enough motivation for helping the rebellion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a little weird.
It's an alright movie. The characters are all weak.
That's by far the biggest argument.
Characters are there.
Yeah. It's about all that can be said. Yeah. They are in fact on screen.
Okay, so we have an informant here, which to me is just screaming more faction confusion and like setting these people up with too much power or too little power.
And just more
war tactics that is just maybe they're meeting so he can be like, hey, Kylo Ren found a thing.
Yeah, and it's just more like
and they'll be like
oh no.
It's like this is the final movie.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with an informant.
Yeah, why is there resistance
in this movie?
This implies that the resistance
doesn't
is hiding
feel like
somewhere.
a finale plot.
Yeah, we need to be in like the battles and like secret missions part of the trilogy.
Like Last Jedi has a freaking mutiny plot with the resistance. And like that's not a plot for the 8th movie. I would go as far to say I don't think you should have a mutiny plot in the main saga film ever. That's a really low stakes, really generic like war.
I'm like,
we're really lazy war writing.
I'm like, if coups are cool, I'm cool with coups. Like Planet of the Apes.
Cool coup.
And the second Planet of the Apes movie, there's a coup, and it's a dope coup.
Yeah, it is pretty sick.
And
the second one?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
War. No.
We won't spoil it, but
no.
With the.
Spoil it for them or me? Because I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I know you've seen
I was like, you showed it to me.
For all our
Skip
listeners.
like a minute later, but yeah, there's a coup, and it's a great movie. By the way,
with Koba.
I thought it was 3.
No, 3's War.
Is there a coup in 2?
Yeah. It's legit a Shakespearean play. 2 is a Shakespearean play with a coup.
I mean, 2's the best one, but
yeah, because
3 is just weird.
2's the one where there's the human settlement, and then the humans go out and find them, and then there's tension.
Yeah.
There. And then Koba is like, we're not.
Oh, there's an ape coup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant a human coup. I was like,
no,
that's 3. You're right. Yeah, there's an ape coup.
I feel like in all
Humans kill Caesar.
Yes.
I feel like in Star Wars, up until this point, we haven't seen any of these boring war tactics.
Well, yeah, they haven't been
of the wars.
War films.
No.
They are. Yes, it's Star Wars, but it's about the familial relationships,
right?
With the backdrop of this crazy war across the stars, and like how they're. It's about the characters, and then there's this war, and the war is important. We do want to know what happens to the... Yeah, it makes the relationship more important, too.
Right. At this point, though, in the series, I feel like all the war stuff should just be completely over. We should really be delving into Force stuff.
I mean, it's just... There just shouldn't be this trilogy.
Well, that as well.
It's just... It ended with Return of the Jedi.
It's over.
And I just... There are so few ways to properly... do a sequel trilogy.
They should have. I'm like they.
Like that's really hard to do.
They should have done a new trilogy.
Yeah, just not 7, 8, and 9. Just do Star Wars the something trilogy 1, 2, and 3.
It'd be fun to see how the Empire got.
Just have
deleted.
something set in 100 years
And
after
then,
Return of the Jedi, and just have the Jedi Orders back, and just have them dealing with I don't know some new dark side users or
Empire Remnant.
I mean, 100 years later, no. But if it was like 15 years or 5, yeah. Just do what the Expanded Universe did. Just polish it.
Yeah.
It needed some work. Obviously, no one's going to deny that. It wasn't perfect, but sure as heck was better than this crap. My favorite is that when Disney got rid of the expanded universe, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it sucked anyways." They brought back Palpatine after Return of the Jedi. What a bad decision. And Rise of Skywalker goes and brings Palpatine back. And watch sequel defenders have to wrap their minds around that, do the mental gymnastics to say, well, it was bad then, but this time it makes sense, okay? Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're gonna love this bit. Okay. The First Order arrives and begins attacking the base.
This is the ice thing we've seen in the trailers.
I guess.
That weird ice thing.
An icy asteroid base. Wait. So is this their base? Is this the Resistance's base?
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. Because the First Order arrives and begins attacking. The assault causes forces, pick a word, our heroes to make a hasty exit by what is described as light springing away. Light springing involves making the jump to light speed without precise calculations, which could have dire consequences, such as flying right through a star or bouncing too close to a supernova, as Han says in New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's just like that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where they're jumping all over the place. Do you remember that?
No, I know what scene
It was
you're
really
talking
bad.
about.
It was.
It's not.
It's seared in my mind.
No. That scene, what you're thinking of that scene, is that's just how jumping works in that universe.
Right.
And they did it faster than they should.
Oh,
have.
that!
Yeah, that's what that was.
It's not. This is different. This is they're shooting off in a direction.
This is just literally choosing
making
a random spot to show up
This
in.
is like driving your car blindfolded. That's what they're doing.
Yeah! It's such a bad idea!
I'm
like,
assuming this is damage control for the big Ryan Johnson.
It is literally
it is.
JJ trying to come up with a reason why they can escape but not have to deal with the stupid tracking device.
Yeah.
And so he has to come up with this new thing that they can do.
Which, I mean, like, I think it makes sense. Like, just manually override your calculations and then just say, shoot in that direction. It's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, like, if it happened once, I'd be like, okay, they got super duper lucky. Like, I think Halo does that. That's Halo 1 opens with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how it works in that universe, if you can actually, like, get killed by making a random jump, or if, like...
I'm like, if it's introduced, have someone die from it.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. Say that the Resistance's numbers have been dropping because they've been having to do this stupid maneuver to get past this tracking device.
Yeah.
That would be rough.
Yeah.
That'd be really dark.
Yeah, wow.
But that would provide some friggin' stakes.
Yeah, as opposed here
Say
it
that
sounds
they're
like it's
freaking
like...
scattered across the universe. Every time the First Order shows up, they have to light spring and they could just die.
Yeah, like you got a 50-50 chance.
That's
every time you
horrible.
spring. Like it's spooky and adds tensions. But no.
It sounds here like it's just a fun, pose this ace pilot so he knows this light springing technique.
I mean, I still don't understand why they can't just light speed to a spot and then light speed to a secondary location and then light speed to a tertiary location and then light speed home. Because eventually the First Order is going to lose them. They can't track them that far.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Or have like
I don't know.
Use like a military. Use your brain like a okay, and have every time, anytime, anywhere you have a preset coordinate ready to go. Like you're always warmed up and ready to shoot off at any moment, and you have engines. You have a preset course. Yeah. Like I'm gonna jump here, here, and here. And if that doesn't work, I jump here, here, and here.
I'm pretty sure Rebels deals with stuff like that. Like they're like, okay, if we are attacked, we jump to this random location, and then we jump to this next random location, and then from there we go to our base.
We go in like rendezvous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Do that.
Like I think you can't have your hyperdrive spooled all the time. It probably costs a lot of energy, or makes your ship immobile. Fuel. I get that fuel is the thing, but just don't make it a plot in the main saga. It shouldn't be that big a deal.
Yeah, I don't mind because in Revenge of the Sith,
It's
I forgot
okay.
about this. Obi-Wan asks someone to fuel his little.
Yeah,
interceptor.
they've mentioned
It's
it.
always
I think
been a
Empire
thing.
Strikes Back mentions fuel.
I mean, if they're in orbit, you can harness orbit. You can use the orbit to harness energy to keep your engines running.
You do something like
you can use a orbit slingshot method.
Well, to move, yeah.
No, you can generate energy using that. Do you know what orbit slingshot?
Well, you go into the orbit and then
And
you
you
swing back the way you were coming from.
No.
Gravity.
This is so if you're in orbit and you get something, you like this is like in space stations. Space stations are spinning, and you can generate energy with the momentum. It's like turbines.
Is that
it's
what
like water
the
turbines.
ISS uses?
No. This isn't how they generate energy, but it's a theory about making space travel like less energy consuming.
Why did I not know this? That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you use that momentum like a water turbine to make energy and to launch. And then this one you can launch ships into space using that same method. But you can make energy with that rotation.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But Star Wars generally doesn't follow actual space rules.
Which is fine.
And
It's just fine. It's fantasy. It's fantasy in space, not science fiction.
usually they define it in a way that's fun. You don't really get thrown out because
you don't want Star Wars to be like, oh, we're using centrifugal force to do such and such maneuver. You just want them to say, we're blasting off into space.
We don't want a cool reason why. But anyway.
Okay.
There's light springing.
Like, boing, 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 boing.
The Falcon makes a handful of these springs. Oh, multiple. It does multiple.
No.
So is a spring like one jump? Or is it like...
I guess.
I'm assuming.
To throw the First Order off their trail. But as a result, they are forced to deal with the consequences of such a risky maneuver. Isn't the consequences death? Isn't it like all or nothing? I guess you could like bump into an asteroid and like lose the satellite dish again. But
that's the stakes.
that's the consequence of light springing. Oh damn, we gotta sell a different set again. We gotta sell a new Millennium
Lego
Falcon.
model.
And then we get like 3 Millennium Falcons per movie, one for each act. The Act 1 satellite, the Act 2 satellite.
And Lego's like, okay, we'll change this one
Get
piece.
the new dish, loses it.
Do you want
This set comes without a dish.
Whoa!
Act 2, it's got a triangle dish.
They have an antenna this time. Would you like the shape of trapezoid, triangle, or sphere?
They do a light spring and then they get back to base and then like Lando just goes out on top and just fixes a new satellite dish and when he walks back down we see this like closet full of dishes.
It's got like a dish
just,
cupboard.
Just like 15 of them lined up. Like labeled like by per day of the week, like this one for Monday, this one for Tuesday.
He's got a bag stock and stuff. Yes. He's got like order forms for like next month.
Order forms, like, oh man, I gotta order some more satellite dishes.
We're running low.
I'm gonna put LEDs on this one.
I think we'll go with the pink one this time.
Oh man, Christmas is coming up. Gotta get the
Reindeer shit.
festive dish up there.
Oh, yes.
String some lights around the Falcon.
We'll get a baby Jesus shit.
Oh man. Have a little like they've got the nativity scenes set up on the dashboard.
Oh no! Entire like Jesus, Joseph, and Mary just all wiped away by an asteroid.
Wow, you're really pushing an agenda there, Disney, huh?
Whoa!
Dang, get rid of Christmas,
Dude,
huh?
I can see all of like the
Like
the pure video articles or whatever. Disney anti-Christians
There-
boycott.
there's like a gas station that has the Happy Holidays sign up, and then they're coming in with Merry Christmas on the top of their ship, but they light spring in and slap into the Happy Holidays sign, and it replaces it on their ship, so that they fly away and it says Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. It's like, oh wow, Disney
oh
really
my
wants you to say
gosh.
Happy Holiday. I think it's dumb that people have to say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody said Happy Hanukkah to me, I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
fine. And another thing, Christmas at this point for America is kind of more of a cultural thing than a religious thing for a lot of people.
It really is. Like for
even non-Christians practice it, and it's just kind of it's Christmas it's Christmas in America.
I mean, even for religious people, I think a lot
of the times it's not a religious thing. It's just it's Christmas. It's a national holiday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you say Merry Christmas because it's a freaking American holiday.
I'm like, I would feel like if it's with someone I don't know, I'd be probably say Happy Holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I would say Merry Christmas. But if they're like Muslim, I would say Happy Holidays.
Sure, yeah.
Or if they're Jewish or something.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think it's a problem to say it, but like the idea that we have to say Happy Holidays, that's dumb.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to say Happy Holidays, that's fine. And if
sue me, do it, I'll win.
but like, if the context is obviously appropriate for saying Happy Holidays, do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just like, anyways.
We'll leave that tangent where.
Oh, of course.
We'll get back to that.
None of this is getting cut.
Oh no! I'm
right.
not that for
So Falcon makes a bunch of these, forced to deal with the consequences. After surviving the dangers of light springing, because of course, our heroes plot a course to the secret Resistance jungle base.
Oh.
The unknown regions, specifically the planet Exogol.
Okay.
Sounds like a... I'm not...
They must have made
what?
They must have made up that
what?
Because there's no.
You can't
source
just do
material.
that.
No.
What?
Oh no.
It sounds like something you'd learn in like sex ed or something.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right.
We don't need to... Exogol? I don't know.
I mean, it does. It like
Sounds a little
gallbladder. Like
You know.
because it's like it's the gallbladder. If it was outside your body, it's the exogol.
Yeah.
After obtaining.
Alien biology class over
After obtaining Vader's device, Kylo travels to the place specified by the Wayfinder. It takes him to the unknown regions and a dead planet of flat black rock. I previously reported that the planet where Kylo finds Vader's Wayfinder was called Exogol. Since then, my understanding has evolved, and I've been told that this planet actually bears that name. Kylo lands outside a giant cube floating just above the ground and begins walking towards it. So we have the Transformers.
Clone Wars, bro.
Or that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have the
I think it's called the Cube.
Is it called the Cube?
Yeah. It's like the training scheme.
Yeah, it's the bounty hunter stuff in
Trials.
when Obi-Wan goes undercover.
Yeah. Okay.
Great episode. Love that.
What's his name? Malo.
That sounds Evol. I know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like, you have to go through my trials, And then Obi-Wan wins, and he's like, no, you're not supposed to win. I don't like you.
You broke the rules.
And then Count Dooku is like, no, you're being dumb. He won fair and square.
And you saved other people.
It's like, no, this is my idea. No! And like falls into a pit of fire or something.
That's canon.
I mean, I am summarizing what happened. But also, it's like the Transformers. What's it called?
I don't know.
All I remember is a
cube in Transformers.
YTP that I saw where they called it the Rubik's Cube.
So it's like.
Is it did they call it the Tesseract? No, it's the
What?
Allspark.
Oh,
The Allspark.
Right?
Yeah.
Where
yep.
like all
That's
Transformer brain
So,
came from.
so Kylo starts.
Oh, no. Wait, is it that or is it like the Destiny Sphere, the Traveler?
It's the
Well,
Traveler.
it's the Square Traveler.
But it's the Square Traveler. It's his inbred cousin. So Kylo walks between the Allspark and the ground, and once he reaches the center, he discovers an elevator leading down below the planet's surface. He follows the lift down and finds an old man near death and lying in bed and being tended to by cloaked aides. Oh man,
That's kind of kinky.
Emperor's got AIDS.
Oh
You shall be known as Darth Aid.
no, Darth Ada.
Darth Vader!
Wow, we're getting real.
He's got AIDS, he's got STDs.
His buddy Darth HIV. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Unlucky.
My source believes these aides to be referred to as Sith loyalists. The old man identifies himself as Darth Sidious. Kylo initially dismisses the old man, knowing that the Emperor had died over 30 years prior over the forest moon of Endor. See, I thought so too! Wow!
Saving pressure.
Feeling that this must be a trick, Kylo claims that there must be some other explanation, such as this man being a clone. My sources specifically tell me that Palpatine refutes the idea of him being a clone and affirms that he survived his fall. It's not the fall that I'm worried about. It's the Death Star blowing up after he fell.
Yeah.
The funny thing about the Death Star explosions is there's nothing.
There's nothing left.
An infernal abyss.
Yeah.
Like, he falls, then there's a big blast wave of energy, which
Yeah.
makes you assume he fell into like some generator and
then
made
that
an
blew him up.
explosion.
And then
the Death Star blows
and then
up
that falls again.
onto the planet.
And
Goes
then
through the atmosphere.
No. It goes through the atmosphere, gets burnt up, and then it's submerged in water.
Like, how in the world do you survive that?
MacGyver. He took classes from MacGyver, man. He's watched the show.
He falls down onto the generator. There's a blast wave. He's like, I can ride this. And he shoots off into the distance. And the debris is with him. He starts putting together a ship out of the debris. Oh my goodness! I want to see this in the Star Wars Lego game.
Yeah.
I want him to be putting together a ship, and he's like, and he's flying a ship made out of Death Star debris.
Dude.
And he shows up to Coruscant and it's all rinky dink, and he's like,
It's like Jack Sparrow and
the engine backfires, then he rolls to a stop and the whole thing falls apart. And he's sitting there just in the seat holding the steering wheel.
Dude, we gotta
another happy landing.
like a comedic short film. Oh my
so
gosh,
funny.
yes.
Okay, okay. After his defeat at Endor, he left the known galaxy and traveled to the unknown regions to rebuild his empire. Okay, why would you go there? Go to Coruscant. You hadn't lost the war
They're
yet.
still there.
There's still an empire. Go back to Coruscant and start fighting again.
Nope, he's gotta start from scratch.
No, gotta start from scratch.
Nope.
Oh man, there goes that whole 60 years in the making plan. Oh, whoop-de-doo.
It's not like we're still in charge of a billion planets.
Oh,
or
jeez.
No, sorry.
No, sir.
Despite his skepticism, Palpatine begins to reel Kylo in and subsequently tells him of something known as a Force dyad. So, what I heard from his reshoots document was that this part has been cut and they never mention Force dyad anywhere in the film anymore. But they could still. Who knows?
What's a dyad?
So, we're going to get into that.
Is it metachlorians, but not?
So the Force dyad. The Force produces two incredibly strong Force users. And when they unite together, both become stronger than either one could be on their own.
And they make
Palpatine and they make babies.
Force babies.
Palpatine believes Kylo Ren and Rey to be the two halves of this dyad and shares this knowledge with Rey. Wait, what? Palpatine believes Kylo Ren and Rey to be the two halves of this dyad and shares this knowledge with Rey? Rey's not here.
Maybe he's referring to
does he do
the
this?
visions and.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
Where they're,
maybe
touching each
Kylo.
other.
Kylo hears this and he's like, "Yo, Rey.
Yo, they get a voice
We're
chat.
like yin and yang, bro."
Also, Palpy's legit shipping us right now. It's canon shipping.
He's on the Raylo Instagram page.
Palpatine's lying there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm totally into Raylo, yo."
Here, let me get a selfie for my Instagram account.
There's so much sexual innuendo in the Last Jedi.
In the dial, yeah.
That throne room fight scene was totally a metaphor for sex.
I have genuinely seen someone write an essay on that.
It's some pretty bad
It was.
sex. That's some
Pure
bad-
nonsense.
Some bad.
That's some bad sex.
Some bad.
That's kind of rough.
Yikers, bro.
Okay. Note, I previously wrote that Palpatine wanted them to become master and apprentice. Since then, this has been clarified to me as Palpatine seeking the two members of the dyad. Palpatine claims that he seeks the dyad because he is weak and dying, and he wants the dyad to rule together once he's gone. Okay. Palpatine ordered.
Wow,
What's
what
your
a
plan
sweet-
there?
what a
He's just
sweetheart.
like, oh yeah, I want to put in a nice new. I want to get some replacements for me once I'm gone.
You
I
don't want all the power for
The
yourself,
galaxy to
you
be
know.
in chaos. Your plan is to rule. What's this?
Also, like, okay, so if like the perfect thing to rule is to have the yin yang diode thing, he doesn't have that.
Yeah, I'm just confused. This has never been around before.
No.
This is bad.
Unless,
Like-
like, he's trying to say it was, like, Luke and Vader. Or
But
something.
they don't.
They
They
didn't
don't
rule
say
together.
But, yeah.
And-
didn't work out so
And he
well.
didn't want them
And
to rule
the-
together. He wanted either Luke. He wanted Luke and Darth Vader to either kill each other. He wanted one of them to kill each other, kill the other, and then
Maybe he's trying to figure out
become
which
stronger.
one is the dyad to his myad.
So that they can make a uniform
One of you
triad.
must be it.
girl, you're the dyad to my myad.
Oy, man.
You complete my force dyad. Palpatine orders Kylo to bring Rey to him and turn her so that the dyad will be a strong, unified force of darkness. Palpatine also reveals that he has been amassing an armada of Star Destroyers, equipped with Death Star tech, each one capable of destroying a planet on its own.
Oh my god.
Oh, God damn. Okay, yeah. Wow. That's OP.
Each Star Destroyer is a Death Star! Each one!
Also, okay. Logistically,
What?
he's in like unknown parts of the
I
galaxy.
know!
And he's like, oh, you know, they sell these at Walmart.
They sell these at Space Walmart!
Yeah. Like, hey, where are you? What's your production line?
How?
Are you
How did
just,
you
like-
rebuild your empire in the unknown region?
Are you just like willing these into the existence?
Like, yeah! And have you seen the shot in the trailer of that armada of Star Destroyers in the sky?
Yeah, is that what those are?
That's what those are! There's like 50
I thought
in
that was
one
just
shot!
I thought that was just like recall from earlier. So Palpy's like, time to yeet over to the unknown regions. I'm gonna take my Star Destroyers with me.
It's like, wow!
But he's built. These are all new. These are all new.
These
Star
are all
Destroyers.
new!
And they all okay.
How long has it been since Return of the Jedi? Like
30 years.
30 years.
And how far I just
Wow. So it took it took like 30 years to build the Death Star.
No, for each
now it's
for each
taking you.
year we add a Death Star to the armada.
He's got like hundreds.
Well, yeah, if
though.
you think about it, it's like straight up less than a year per Star Destroyer, and that's assuming he started the second he got over to the unknown regions.
And it took so long
That's
to build the Death Star.
insane.
Bro.
How is he doing it when he's like his whole like
Yeah,
crew is gone?
he's bedridden too.
It's ridiculous. There's no world where this is possible.
Like, what's the point? So, what are his what's his dyad gonna rule over once he blows everything
what
up?
is,
With
what's
his-
even the point?
Oh, you know,
Why do you need that? Like, I was...
No, the next generation of Star Wars. Star Wars. Stardust.
Stardust!
That's the next gen, the new trilogy.
I will say, just as a note, it would be vaguely interesting to see just a random sci-fi story where it's like the entire universe has somehow been crushed into dust by some...
Yeah, and there's only just asteroids.
It's
and
just
stuff.
asteroids, so everyone's just living on asteroids. That would
Bruh.
be vaguely interesting
That'd be
as a
cool.
world setting.
I'd watch that. But no.
Like, so in this old Star Wars strategy game called Empire at War, you can play the
Yo, I
you
played
can
that.
play the Empire, you can build the Death Star, and you can bring it to any planet and blow that planet up. And one time, for fun, just for fun, I blew up every planet in the game. So I was just ruling over asteroids.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't do that if you're an actual like ruler.
You'd only do that if
I
you're
was doing that for
Lucas.
shits and giggles. No, this was like literally a year ago.
Oh.
I did it for fun. I was like, this sounds like fun. But like, okay. Generals Hux and Pride are tasked with rounding up children in large numbers to train and staff his armada.
No, guys, I figured this out. Pride is going to be like a rainbow stormtrooper.
I was gonna say that earlier, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to sound like I was bashing on that community
No, I'm just. This is
because
gonna,
I'm not.
This is a fact.
It's just they gotta include it somehow.
He's gonna have like a rainbow visor to make it fit better.
Pride.
All right, okay. That's what I expect. I don't expect better, honestly.
The Resistance's jungle base. Finn and Poe return to the Resistance base, bearing the knowledge obtained from their encounter with the First Order informant. The duo brings this knowledge to General Leia and tell her what they know about Kylo's mission to the unknown regions, but without any leads to where he went or how he got there. The Resistance is at a dead end. Leia mentions that she has a contact.
Another one?
Another contact?
Yay!
Bro, they should get Lasix. They make so many contacts.
It's just going through buying someone in contact. Just buy LASIK. It's going to be cheaper in the long run. She has a contact who is seeking a link to the unknown regions long ago and may be willing to help. Leia dispatches the two of them along with Rey, Chewbacca, BB-8, and C-3PO. Why them? That's
Where's
terrible...
R2?
No.
Wait, where is R2? Yeah!
He's not with? 3PO better not die without R2 there.
I'm confused.
Bro,
maybe
no.
maybe it's a mistake. We'll see. To a planet called Pisana to meet with her contact and see what help he may be able to provide. Pisana. When our heroes arrive on the planet...
contacts give you better vision, forehead. Sorry.
They're so painful to put in, though. They take way too long for what it's worth.
The joke is over, guys.
No,
We're past it.
I can see it living on.
When our heroes arrive on the planet, they discover that a giant festival is going on. What they thought would be an easy mission has now turned into a much more complicated affair. What? Why? Because there's a festival? Why does that make it tough?
Because...
They attempt to lay low and to blend in. That should be easy. It's a festival. That should make it easier. Unsurprisingly, Chewbacca struggles with blending in because it's very difficult to hide a 7-foot-tall Wookiee from prying eyes. What? He's a Wookiee.
Wait,
there are Wookiees in the universe?
Yeah, I'm like,
why is this tough?
Normal.
Why is this
Why
difficult?
do they have to hide?
Unless this is like...
Yeah, and why did the First Order isn't here? Why do they have to hide?
And this ain't no Handmaid's Tale. Everyone's not wearing the same stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, this is a mosh podge of people. Everyone's not wearing red cloaks.
Yeah, what the heck?
What?
Rey encounters an alien in... Oh, God, this part. Yeah, so, by the way, if you haven't guessed, I've read this whole thing.
Yeah.
Rey encounters an alien in the crowds who, unsurprisingly, takes a liking to her because everyone in the story likes her.
Yeah.
Presenting her with a handmade necklace as a gift. It's like, oh, you're a protagonist. I like you. Take this. Okay. She is asked her name, and she responds, Rey. When asked her family name, she replies that she does not have one. Foreshadowing. They're trying to set something up.
Skywalker.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with this. I'm actually fine with that.
It's like,
I'm
okay,
with
you're
that.
trying
so
something,
far.
Jay.
I kind of wanted like the kid on the street to like pull a con that someone tried to pull on my family once.
Wait,
we're
what?
like, oh, I'm gonna give you all this stuff. I'm gonna give you this jewelry I made. And then, hey, officer, they didn't pay for the jewelry that they.
That's
got
what.
him.
Yep.
Nice.
And
nice.
they got like $50 off my parents.
Nice.
But anyway,
Wise man.
At this time, Kylo establishes a connection with Rey through their bond. Because they can just do that. They can just establish it.
Wait.
Even though Snoke's dead and he's the one who bridged their minds.
no, they're.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he did it. And,
But is he a reliable character?
well, no.
So maybe it's Palpy doing it now.
Yo, maybe Palpy's doing.
I mean, I'll just tell you right now, they don't say that in the leaks.
I mean, also
it
like
could be.
like I mean, I feel like
I bet they'll forget that Snoke said that and just
I
be
think-
like, yeah,
oh, for
they
sure,
can do it. Yeah,
for sure.
that's so
I mean,
lame.
they've done it. They know they can do it, so maybe they're like they can. They can
But
figure it out
so,
themselves.
but when it first happens in Last Jedi, Kylo says, "What? How are you doing this? The physical effort alone should kill you."
oh, well, that's dumb.
But Snoke somehow
Did it
does
for
it
them.
just fine. Which is
I mean, I do believe.
theoretically foreshadowing for why Luke falls over dead at the end of the movie because he force projected himself across the universe,
I mean,
which is so much effort, and he's so lame that he just dies.
I honestly believe Andy Serkis is that powerful But not Snow. Andy Serkis holds the power, but
Yeah, and if anything, he's weakened by the CGI layer of Snoke.
he's being held back.
Let's just have him with the white buttons.
Just wearing his motion
That'd
capture
be much
suit.
more powerful.
Yes.
He's just in the throne room wearing his motion capture suit.
Dude, he'd be such a good villain. He's so good.
I mean, just what a useless power, though. Really, like,
Yeah.
oh man, you get to Skype call someone and then die.
Dude,
Why can the Force do that?
Bro, he's like if his superpower is like Force internet.
It's annoying. If this was like a dyad exclusive power, that would be interesting.
But like,
I guess.
it's not because
But it's
Luke
not,
and
unless
Vader
Luke was part of a
have
dyad.
that in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. So maybe they were
just
the
not
OG
quite as,
dyad.
It's just not quite as strong.
You think they were the OG dyad?
I don't want them to be. I don't want it to exist.
Because if you think
But no,
about
he
it,
also said
they're-
it was cut. That was cut,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So
I don't want to think about the dance.
anyway, establishes the connection. The conversation ends with Kylo grabbing the necklace from around Rey's neck. So we established in Last Jedi that it's raining on the planet Rey is on, and then when their connection ends, Kylo's like, "Oh, I have rain on my hands." So they established that physical objects can be passed through this connection. In any other universe, I would find that really interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of...
Yeah.
I just kind of find that weird.
Like
now.
they're in a shared physical space, but yeah, this whole thing existing is
Yeah, and once you establish that, you really gotta set up your rules, establish what can and can't be brought through, like how it works.
Yeah.
As a science fiction premise, it's dope. But
Yeah,
as a Star Wars
totally.
premise, not dope.
Yeah, like I would love to see that as a magic in like a Brandon Sanderson novel,
Yeah,
or
dude.
a science thing in a sci-fi show. But as just a random plot device in Star Wars, it feels weak.
It does. Especially because it wasn't established from, Force
Yeah,
Awakens.
it's just a new thing, and it's like, oh, you can do that now.
Yeah.
This necklace proves to be the key to the First Order discovering their location. Because apparently this is a unique necklace somehow that says "Made on Pisana" on the back.
Persona to them.
Ooh, yeah.
After the connection ends, Rey warns her comrades that the First Order is on their way and that they must hurry to find Leia's contact. It is at this point that instead of finding their contact reveals himself to them after having spotted an old Wookiee friend out of the crowd. It's Lando Calrissian.
Okay.
Greetings and introductions are exchanged, and Lando tells them of our next MacGuffin, a dagger that may help them find what they seek. So, they're seeking... What are they seeking? They're seeking knowledge.
They wanted to go to the outer... They wanted to know what Kylo Ren was after?
Yeah, no,
They want to know what Kylo Ren is doing in the unknown regions because they know he's over there.
Yeah.
And then Lando is like, well, I know of a dagger that might help you find out what Kylo's doing in the outer regions.
I know. I mean, that makes
Unknown
sense
regions.
because Kylo's after power, and the dagger is probably related to the power.
Yeah.
I think that isn't a problem.
It's just a little
yet.
convoluted, is all.
I mean, yeah.
It gets worse, is all.
Wow.
Many years prior, Lando and Luke went in search of this dagger that was owned by a Sith loyalist named Ochi.
Oh, gee.
Was it Binks?
Ochi! Ochi Binks!
Ochi Binks!
Spelling not confirmed, apparently.
yeah.
Ochie. They tracked Ochi to Pisana. Ochi. It's just such a dumb name. They tracked Ochi to
That sounds
Pisana when the
terrible.
trail went cold. When met with the question of why he never left the planet after the search for Ochi and his dagger ended, yeah, why didn't you leave, man? Lando tells the team that he had a young child at the time of his and Luke's quest.
Ooh.
While they were out searching for the dagger, the First Order stole his child. After having failed to protect his child from the First Order, Lando and Luke parted ways, and he stayed on Pisana
God, no!
ever since. And Ian has fallen off the couch
No!
and is protesting behind with his head hidden behind it.
No!
What specifically are we saying no to? I just want to like.
Finn being
I
his
agree.
son?
Everything's.
I spin Lando's kid. No!
It's just like, oh hey, black guys.
All black people know each other. They're all related.
Okay.
That's such a Disney trope to have
So-
a kid random
Dude,
show
the
up.
moment you said I had a child, the first word it took him, I went, not
So
Finn.
okay.
No.
Here's the fun thing. It's not Finn.
Yeah!
That's-
I'm the racist one now.
It's-
Isn't that other black chick?
It's the black chick that shows up in this movie
Okay.
later. We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
But
Was his child Phasma?
oh, what? No,
I'd be cool.
actually
I'm cool
black.
with that.
she's white.
That'd be dope. No, retcon it, make her black.
Make Gwendolyn Christie wear blackface.
No, just don't have her.
Just don't even have her in blackface. She's just like, Lando, I'm your child. And he's just like, looking 6 feet up. It's like,
Oh.
okay.
Science is amazing, isn't it?
Science is amazing. Wow, freaking CRISPR in the galaxy far, far away is pretty great.
I mean, First Order, they make, they brainwash children.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so he decides to stay on Pisana, even though the First Order took his child from him at Pisana and left Pisana, but he decides to stay there.
I'm gonna
To
force
not
Order
look for
does
his
that.
child?
This story strikes a chord with Finn, having been stolen from his own family at an incredibly young age as well. So I just find this funny because they write it as Finn is like, oh man, me too. I was stolen. And like I can just imagine them like staring at each other like, wow, what a sad story. Just like just staring at each other. It's like, I lost my young black child. He was sent to the First
I was
Order.
taken
And Finn's
from
like,
my-
I'm a young black child. I was taken from my black dad. And they just stare at each other.
I'm like,
And then just, there's like 40 seconds of like just silence.
you're just raised like,
Looking back and forth. And like, well, time to go.
and C-3PO's like, wait, that could, yeah, have you, wait guys, have you,
And then, but then later, it's like, like the chick is the chick is like, Dad, and she's like, and he's like, daughter, and they hug, and then Rey's like, oh, I thought you were Lando's kid, and he's like, what? Because I'm black? And the whole movie
That'd
just
be great.
stops in its tracks for it.
That'd be the end.
it'd be so fun. No, but wait, does Lando say what gender the child is, or is that not PC?
No, he doesn't.
I don't know. The First
Not
Order
in
is
this-
a position to steal some
not
rando's
here.
child.
I mean,
Dude,
if
I don't
Lando
know.
said like, "Oh, my daughter was stolen from,"
Yeah, then it'd be
that whole
pretty
tension-
obvious.
Then like the
The tension is gone. There's
Then-
no awkward question there.
yeah, then Finn is just like.
But
oh,
if he
dude,
just says, I
would-
lost my child, it's clearly there
It's
to
like-
bait the audience to be like, Finn!
you just said, "Oh, my daughter," and then this whole
It's
thing
like,
is avoided.
psych, it's the daughter.
And you just have like a normal like, dude, I'm on the other side of feeling
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
And there could actually be a character moment instead of, oh, wow, that
Oh.
sucks.
That's
No.
And the audience is like, we did, yeah, it could.
the thing that I was doing where I keeled over the couch going, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay. Lando points them in the direction of the last known coordinates of Ochi's ship, where the trail went cold all those years ago, wishes them luck in succeeding where he failed, but decides to sit this one out. So, he's been on this planet for who knows how many years. The trail went cold there. He knows where the ship is, but he's clearly searched it and there was nothing important. And the trail ends there. But he's like, I don't know, maybe you'll find something. I'm just gonna go drink.
I'm gonna chill here and mope.
Here's the
where
last.
I lost my child.
That's why we love
Dude,
seeing our
there's some-
OT heroes. Doing
Yeah,
that sort
our
of kind
OG
of thing.
heroes are
Yeah.
all like
Why
chilling
do
on
they
a planet
do
for
this?
no reason.
It's like they hate them.
Yeah.
We hate them.
And not just Luke and Leia, but Lando too.
We slaughtered their characters.
I hate them. And then the stupid fans are like Padme in that scene, and they're like,
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay, Disney. It's okay, I
love
Disney.
you.
I still love you, Disney.
Here's, I'll spoon you with my money.
Okay. Our heroes follow the trail that Lando pointed out to them, and eventually they happen upon Ochi's ship. When Rey sees the ship, it triggers some memories.
Dude, she gets
It's
sugar.
the
She needs to find a safe place.
It's the same ship that we see leaving Jakku in Rey's vision from TFA.
Nani?
Before the implications of this can sink in, the ground beneath them gives out, and the crew gets sucked below the surface of the sand. They find themselves in a series of underground tunnels, where they discover the remains of Ochi and the dagger that Lando and Luke sought after. So Lando just didn't step in this one spot and break the structural integrity of the...
It's been years.
Or he didn't find the entrance that Ochi used. Like, how many years have you been on this planet?
I mean,
what have you been doing?
Apparently Lando sucks at
What is-
Yikes.
What's his deal?
Wasn't Lando like a smuggler?
Yeah! He should know!
Smart enough to be
He
like,
should-
oh, this ship has a basement.
Like,
oh, that's
find
odd.
a... Like,
Wait. Hold on for 1 second. This ship is still on the same planet. This is still.
Yep.
Wait, I missed that. What?
Yeah, this is the same
Lando
place.
is a big idiot.
Yeah!
He couldn't find
like,
this?
You could go out, you could find, like, a scanner device and, like, scan around the ship for see if there's, like, a hidden compartment, something buried under the sand. A freaking metal detector. Maybe he buried the dagger. I don't know. Do something.
Don't just sit there and be... Just don't sit there and wait for the new characters to come.
Like, oh man, I sure hope my child comes back someday.
I'm not gonna go look for it.
It's like literally what Rey was doing in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Saying, I'll stay here to see if my parents come back. But that actually made some sense. It was this naive, childlike thought that my parents left me, they'll come back someday. But Lando's an old guy whose kid was kidnapped, and he's like, well, maybe they'll bring her back someday.
It's like, no.
It doesn't work at all!
Dude, I don't want to see Lando do like like the Taken movies.
He calls up Hux and he's like, I will find you.
I will not find you. I'm going to stay at home and drink.
You're gonna take my daughter.
I will sit here. I will drown my sorrows. And you will be completely safe. Goodbye.
And I will never come after you.
Hux is like, wow, thanks.
Okay then.
That's
All right.
convenient. I mean,
We'll keep the
kill
random
you
child that
anyway.
we
What are
really
we gonna do
wanted
with
for
your
some
daughter?
reason.
All right.
You know, we wanted your daughter specifically for some reason.
Rey feels a very strong connection to this weapon, but can't quite articulate it. The dagger has writing on it in a language that nobody can identify. It's then handed over to 3PO, who identifies it
Oh, that's lit. I'm cool with that.
as Sith language, but he reveals that he is unable to translate the writing due to restrictions in his programming.
Who and why?
Who put those there? So,
Is this explained?
no, it is not.
This
So
is
my theory is that when he was with Anakin in the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order put programming in that prohibited him from reading Sith language because I could see the Jedi Order.
I mean, the Jedi Order are like,
But
Luke
they're
or
not gonna
Leia.
say that.
No.
And anyone could. There have been 50 years since then. I would be surprised if the programming is still there.
I mean,
Like, he's been memory wiped and factory reset so many times.
For,
unless like one
plot
of the factory
continuity.
settings is Sith.
It's like, oh, we'll keep
script.
that one.
Sith script. I'm gonna set my 3PO here to Sith script.
I wondered if they were gonna do some
Black speech.
That's for the angsty people. That's for the emos.
3PO stands up at the Council of Elrond. He starts reading the
I
ring.
will go to Mordor.
Yes.
Naj, naj,
Aj. Aj Naz. Okay.
I thought they were maybe gonna do it because this would be totally stupid, but because Anakin built 3PO, some force connection.
And they feel like
thing
never
there.
ever explaining. They never want to reference that ever.
Yeah.
It's like that's really important.
Yeah. They could do something
Like
with that.
I think it's a mistake that George Lucas made that decision. But
Yeah.
like it's there. So deal with
You could
it.
suck something
I was like,
out of
yeah,
it.
no. Anakin built C-3PO. Why do we see other units that look very similar to him?
Well, because he was building it to match. Like I assume he probably had like a blueprint for
You could probably steal stuff from the junction.
for protocol
okay,
droid
so he
models.
like built his own version.
Yeah, he
that
built his own
looked
protocol
like,
droid.
okay.
Pieces he had. And it's like,
Alright.
can someone like realize that in a movie at some point? Just be like, Darth Vader built you.
Yeah.
God,
Maybe-
Did
Maybe
someone
maybe
talk
have a-
about that at some point?
I feel like we're all avoiding this. Can we just have a chat?
Can we just sit down,
Deep Yo, I know this is gonna, very sensitive area. of your
talk
life,
about the
bro.
protocol droid in the room? At this time, a plan is made to hack into 3PO's programming to bypass the restrictions. Poe mentions that he has an old contact.
Bro!
Another contact.
The third contact in the first act
Dude.
that might be able to help them out. Chewbacca takes possession of the dagger, and the group's attention shifts to finding a way out of the caves. Chewbacca takes the dagger. That's actually really important for the script. I want you guys to take note of that. Chewbacca has the dagger.
Oh, good. Chewbacca gets
For
to do
some
something.
reason.
There we go.
He does get to do something
like-
finally.
we're like, oh, wait,
Instead of
Chewbacca's
being
in this
Rey's
script.
Uber driver through the entirety of Last Jedi.
Where the writers just like writing this and they're like, oh shoot, we forgot to put Chewbacca
We
in
forgot
there.
about Chewbacca! Crap!
I know. He'll hold the dagger.
He'll hold the dagger for them!
That's his job for this movie. Dude, but I honestly, like, that's a scary picture with, like, a massive Chewbacca, like, with rain and, like, like it's
Just holding a
light
dagger.
flashing with, like, a dagger, just, like coming at you, just like, brah! And, like, if that dagger
Chewy
is,
slutty.
like,
Hold on. So there's this dagger. The first thing I thought of, when you said this dagger,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, kind of like that.
Kind of deadly looking.
That, I'll be honest, it looks cooler than
The Sith dagger.
The Sith dagger in the
Yeah.
trailer.
And like the billionth TV spot.
yeah. And then
They just keep releasing TV spots.
okay, and then when in game, when you change from sneaking to standing, it, like,
He flips the way he's holding it.
well, so, like, it, like, disintegrates into thin air and then reappears in the new position.
That's
So you know how, like,
That's useless but cool.
in the like, in the void, like how things are like floating and like disappear and reappear, it does that. But like that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And just Chewie was
That's cool. Honestly, this does look like a Star Wars weapon.
It does,
I
yeah.
can see that in Star Wars, and I
Maybe
wouldn't.
some, like,
I wouldn't blink
energy.
twice. Okay. During their escape attempt, the team runs into a giant, very aggressive sandworm who presumably created the tunnels. Because we need a random monster of the week in Act 1 of Episode 9.
Yeah.
What's
Wait, these aren't the tunnels that she had in like her Force Awakens vision?
No, because those were
No.
the tunnels on Cloud City that she was in.
Oh, really?
Lucas, I'm so happy Tremors is finally getting a sequel.
There are sequels to Tremors.
I know,
There's
I
like
know.
Like a
four.
billion,
They're getting
yeah.
another
There's like
sequel.
Tremors 5. This is Tremors
This
6.
Star Wars Tremors
Star Wars
crossover.
edition. A battle with the sandworm ensues, and our heroes end up backed into a corner, preparing to meet their fate when Rey notices a detail in her infinite perfection.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Her perception stats.
She rolled a natty 20 on her perception check. The worm is injured. In a display of previously unknown power, Rey is able to heal the worm's injuries, satiating the worm and providing the heroes the chance they needed to escape.
Okay.
Okay, first
She
of all,
casts Lay on Hands, heals the monster, and it's like, oh, thanks. There's the exit.
Dude, Ray is Brigida. No!
Ian's least favorite character.
No!
okay, first of all,
The
this
goat's
guy
better.
Lando can't find for 30 years. It's just missing because of a random sandworm dug a hole and the guy fell in it.
Oh, yeah, that is probably what happened, isn't
accident.
That's really.
It was like he got out of his ship. He's like, all right, I'm gonna run that one. Just falls in, gets eaten, gets swallowed up
like,
by
wow.
the sand, and Lando's like, well, crap.
I can't find him.
Where'd he go? And no one was, and he didn't ask around and find out. Well, there's sandworms out there in the
Yeah,
dunes.
dude, how
He
long
could have
have you
been
been
eaten
living
by a
there?
sandworm.
Oh my gosh.
Like, well,
That's dumb.
yeah,
Oy
that's
vey.
really lame. Also, okay, this feels like such a Disney like happy-go-lucky.
She's the Disney princess. She finds the wounded animal and she heals
fixes it.
She sings it a song.
Bro, this is
Aw.
like even more like Disney princess with check marks.
And this is important because this comes back later.
The
Yeah,
worm?
she's
The
gonna
healing,
heal,
the
like-
healing comes back.
Oh,
no.
is she gonna turn into like Mercy and like resurrect?
You'll find out. You'll find out.
someone
It's
specific?
incredible. Once the crew exits the cave system, they see a First Order Star Destroyer in the sky and know that Kylo Ren has found them. Once they realize this, they correctly reason that the First Order would have already found the Falcon. They just assume, oh, well, they probably found our ship
They're in
already.
the space, so they must have found out where.
Making that plan of escape impossible. The Falcon is boarded and subsequently taken back to the Star Destroyer. In an act of desperation, the crew boards Ochi's ship and attempt to get it working. It's on this ship that the crew discovers the new droid D.O.
Yay!
So there's been a droid there the whole time that Lando
Just chilling.
never saw and didn't like
Don't bother to
interrogate.
ask D.O.
Didn't grab him and
And
say,
also, it still works.
it's still there?
Yeah, it hasn't like gotten up and like I'm gonna go find my master.
Like, this happened a minimum of 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Because in the book, in the novelization for Last Jedi, they say that Luke went to that Octo or whatever it's called 6 years before Last Jedi. So
this would've been at
this
least
happened
6 years ago.
no, because this happens 1 year after Last Jedi. So this happened at least 7 years ago. That's assuming they went on this search right before Luke left.
Yeah.
Which is probably unlikely.
Yeah.
So it's 7+ years ago. Lando has been sitting on this rock and hasn't found the droid or the dagger. Even though it's right there.
That's really sad. Poor Lando.
Rey senses that Kylo is coming for her, so she takes off on her own to confront him and buy her friends some time. This is where the TIE Interceptor flip sequence from the first teaser trailer takes place.
Okay.
While Kylo and Rey are engaged, the Knights of Ren and their First Order head for Ochi's ship and our other heroes. Chewbacca splits off from the crew, for some reason, and attempts to delay the Knights, but is captured.
But he still has the knife.
The dagger is taken from him. And he has this dagger and he doesn't like drop it in the ship and when he goes out to fight them. Like, how irresponsible is that of Chewie?
What are you thinking?
The dagger's
Is he
taken
gonna
from him and
die?
he boards a First Order prisoner transport. Rey and Kylo both notice Chewbacca being taken captive and being brought to a transport ship during their confrontation. As the ship takes off, Rey shifts her attention from Kylo to her captured friend and begins to use the Force to stop the transport and pull it back to the ground.
You know what I'm most mad about this whole part? Is that Chewie doesn't get to say, hold my beer, as he goes out to fight the Knights of Ren by himself. He's fighting the Knights of Ren by himself as he goes, hold my dagger.
Oh my dagger, guys.
And then beats their ass and I'm like, alright, I'll finish this.
All done.
Also,
Chewie's just, like, beating
Rey's
up a bunch
pulling
of
a
guys.
ship from the planet. This ain't Force Awakens.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed,
my-
no.
Yep, no, that was my thought exactly.
Yeah, like what?
So she's
Kylo attempts to counteract
Oh, no.
this
Is
by
Chewie
pushing
gonna
the
die?
ship away.
What?
Control over the ship becomes a battle between Kylo and Rey, much like their battle for Anakin's lightsaber in TLJ.
Whoa, and then it blows up
Kylo begins to gain the upper hand, which angers Rey.
because he's tall.
In her frustration, lightning shoots from her hand, destroying the transport ship and killing all its passengers. Devastated by what she just did, Rey collapses. While all this is transpiring, Poe, Finn, 3PO, and BB-8 get Ochi's ship in the air just in time to fly over to pick up a distraught Rey. With no Lando, no Falcon, no Dagger, and no Chewbacca, our heroes limp away from the desert planet.
So wait, Two things just happened there. Mary Sue came back and Chewie died.
It's really
Bro, in the new extended universe, Chewie like teleported out of there and is alive somewhere.
in the original extended universe.
He gets
Chewie was
hit
killed by a moon.
A heckin' moon!
He was just like,
that could kill him.
Take me away, guys.
And in this
Take me
one,
prisoner.
Rey accidentally kills him by shooting lightning accidentally.
Okay, one thing, if I'm going to say anything positive, I like how she screwed up in some way.
Yes, I like that JJ's like, let's give her some problems.
Some forced puberty.
That's
like,
nice.
okay, that's cool, but don't kill Chewie with it.
So,
Yeah, don't sacrifice
Kill
him.
Rose with it.
We do see Lando and the Falcon in some of the trailers, so maybe Chewie survives and he picks him up and takes him away.
so I will reveal now. Chewie's fine.
Is Chewie like
Good.
wasn't
Thank
he
the
wasn't
Lord.
on that ship.
Oh, okay.
He was on a different one for some reason. They don't explain how that worked.
Well,
How
that's
that
really
logistics worked out.
stupid.
So they
It's
debated
a
us.
fake out.
Oh,
And it's
mother
not
truckers.
the only one in this film. They fake out multiple main character deaths.
And we'll be right back after these
Messages.
Okay. Wow, that's so cool.